It's funny, I was just thinking about house guests.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, we all have those rules, right, for who gets invited in.
Yeah, totally.
Some people are like, shoes off at the door, or like,
Mhm.
you got to be a dog person to even step inside.
I know, right? It's like unspoken criteria.
Exactly. And it got me thinking about this deep dive we're doing today, Psalm 15. What if even ancient texts had these ideas about the ideal guest?
I like that.
Because Psalm 15 kind of reads like a guidebook almost.
A guidebook.
Yeah. For being a welcome guest in God's metaphorical house.
Interesting. To be worthy of entering a sacred space, almost.
Right. And we're not talking about just anyone's house here. This is King David's space, no less.
King David, wow.
Yeah, warrior, king, poet. The guy was a legend.
Okay, so big shoes to fill.
Big time.
Yeah.
But in Psalm 15, he's asking this really big question. Who gets to be in God's presence? Up on that holy hill. Like, what does it even take?
Yeah, that image of the holy hill is pretty powerful, isn't it?
Oh, for sure.
It's a real place, obviously, but it's also this huge symbol. Closeness to the divine.
Exactly. So who makes the cut? What's the criteria?
Right. Well, the psalm gives us some pretty specific answers.
Lay it on me.
And it's not just about showing up for religious rituals or anything like that.
So it's deeper than that.
Oh, yeah. Verses 2 through 4. They paint this picture of someone who, well, they live with integrity, they speak truthfully, and they treat other people with respect. Basic human decency,
It's about character.
Yes. It's about the choices we make every day.
So true. How we treat our neighbors, how we handle our money, how we keep our promises even.
All of it. It's the small stuff that adds up.
Which, speaking of money,
Mm-hmm.
there's this line about not charging interest on loans.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, that feels super relevant today, especially with everything going on with predatory lending and all that.
I see what you mean. Like these ancient ideas are speaking to us now.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes you think about fairness, compassion. Like ethical economics isn't a new concept.
It's like they already knew back then. That financial power, it has to be used responsibly. You can't just exploit the vulnerable.
No, absolutely not. It all comes back to character, really.
100%.
It's not about looking good on the outside. It's about who you are on the inside. And then the psalm ends with this powerful promise. It says, those who live this way will never be shaken. What's your take on that?
Never be shaken. I think that goes way beyond just handling tough times. It's like this deep inner strength, a resilience you get from living by your values.
Yeah, because the world can throw some serious curveballs.
Oh, yeah. But this psalm, it's like it offers this path to finding a stable foundation. And not just in a material way, but emotionally, even spiritually, I think.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because we always think of success in terms of outward stuff. But Psalm 15 is saying true success, it starts within.
I know, right? It's about internal integrity first. It's kind of humbling when you think about it.
It really is.
And it pushes us to ask ourselves some tough questions.
Oh, for sure.
Are we building our lives on honesty, fairness, compassion? Like, are we truly cultivating that unshakable inner strength?
It's a big challenge.
Yeah, it is.
So it's more than just saying the right prayers. It's about living the right way.
Yeah.
Even thousands of years ago, character mattered.
It was a big deal, yeah.
And what strikes me, too, is that these principles are surprisingly universal.
Universal.
I mean, even if someone isn't religious, these ideas, honesty, fairness, integrity, they still resonate, don't they?
They totally do. I think there's a timeless wisdom there, something that goes beyond any one religion. It's about what it means to be human, to live a good life, a life with purpose.
Life of meaning.
Absolutely.
Which all leads to this big question for us. If Psalm 15 is the guidebook, right, to being a good guest in this world, how are we doing?
That's a good one.
I mean, are we embodying those qualities? What would it even look like for us to live them out more fully, in our own lives today?
It's a lot to think about.
It really is.
Yeah.
Definitely something to ponder.
For sure.